Boom. So if you're out frog fishing, like I've been throwing this, and it's just getting a little bit like wavy, I don't feel like I'm getting their attention. So, you know, wavy, the water's dirty, we're gonna throw the old popper. It just, I think it increases the strike zone, like they see it, they feel it better. This is a different kind of grass. That'll work. We've been in pepper grass and all of a sudden we're getting some milfoil. So in the summertime when it gets hot, like it's gonna be hot today, probably like jump in the water hot. In my opinion, you got two choices. You fish deep, you know, scope, crank, that kind of stuff, look for schools. Or you find somewhere that has current. We're on a river system that has current, which is gonna allow us to fish shallow, which is what I wanna do. You know, I just wasn't feeling the deep thing today. So you're fishing shallow. And what that does is it keeps these fish, it keeps them shallow, lets you frog, swim jig, flip, that kind of stuff. And it can be, actually the hotter days can be really good because they'll kind of they'll use that current, you know, to bring them food and to keep them cool. So, and we'll talk about that, like some of the differences versus spring, you know, summer. They always use the current year round, but they use it in different ways. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about my philosophy on setting the hook on a frog. You hear a lot of guys say, you know, wait a second or two, and I get it. You know, I get it. It kind of depends on the bite. Like that one just kind of come up. My philosophy is if I jerk when he bites it and I miss him, he's going to stay in that area. I know where he's at. I can throw the frog in again. I can go with, you know, a follow-up bait or something like that. If I keep working it and he doesn't get it, it's going to spread him out. You don't know, you know, if he doesn't get it again, where he's going to end up. And a lot of times, like more than not, when they blow up like that, they get it. Especially, I mean, that was a little fish. So you did it again. That's just a little fish. So it's not like I need to catch him, you know, more than likely in a tournament anyway. But I'm reeling my frog in and I see the weight coming, and that's exactly what happens. You spread them out. So when I get a bite on a frog, unless I just see him, you know, push it up and miss it, like I set the hook. Because I know where he's at if I miss him. And I thought that was a gargy. We want bigger. I mean, a frog bite, 14-inch frog bite doesn't suck, but we want bigger. Best bite, and I didn't even get a good hook set. I was looking that way. God, they're thick. Those little current fish, like when you get around them, you'll know, like you go from catching those old skinny ones to they start getting thick and just healthy. Like, I just think that's where the schools, you know, the groups of fish live when that current gets to rolling. So what the difference is, you know, like talking about in the summer, I'll just start with the spring. You know, you go to these river systems, pre-spawn, spawn, and it's all about getting out of the current. But, you know, deep water close by so you can get a big group of fish coming in, and then after they spawn, it kind of changes. Like they want to be right on the edge of it, you know, not necessarily in it, but close to it. And then like this, when it gets hot, the main river is just right there. And I've noticed the further we've gotten back, we've got less bites. So the big group wants to be up there just right where the edge of that current is. And what it does is it brings fresh water. It brings bait and things like that, and they'll get there. And right now the main river is trash. I mean, it's muddy, it's dirty. I don't think a guy could catch any out there, but on a typical summer, I mean, you'll be out there and you'll think, there's no way they live in this kind of current. And that's where they'll be at. It's just their way of, and that's why, you know, on a reservoir, like those fish move offshore to get around the bait and the good water, high quality water and stuff. And they're doing the same thing on these river systems. They just get out there and get to where that fresh water is coming in. Fat and blowed up, he's just too short to his tail. That fish is cold. It's all about the current. Like right there is out of it, but on both sides it's ripping. And it has the same effect. I mean, like you can be in a creek or the main river. It's just all about that current. We actually, I remember a time out here we were fishing a tournament once, and we had about a 200-yard stretch that we knew there was some fish on, and we went up it and never got a bite. And I'm talking like a foot of water. Like if they're gonna bite, they're gonna bite. And we got to the end and we were about to leave, and all of a sudden I noticed the current start to move. Like it's almost like a barge went through or something. And I told my uncle, I said, we might need to go back down through there. The next pass, one pass, we caught enough to win the event. It's just like they just didn't want to bite, or they weren't there. But when that water started moving, I mean, that right there is a perfect spot. I mean, there's current on both sides. He can just sit there and not do any work and wait for it to come to him. See this little spot right here? I mean, you can see the current ripping. And you could catch one anywhere down through here just being on the edge, but like that little point right there that sticks out, that would be a place where I would probably make a few more casts and expect a bite. Just something that kind of sticks out in the current a little bit, and just a little more higher percentage. You can see the grass on the outside, like the rest of it's pretty much standing straight up, and that grass on that edge right there, it's laid over, which means that current's rolling through there. Can't say, I cannot tell you how many times over the years fishing like river and current and stuff, like they come off a point. I mean, I can't say it enough, it's just current related. Now I ain't gonna say I ain't caught one in the very back of something, but day in and day out, it's all on the point. I mean, he's not giant, but look how thick he is. Yeah, old fin in there, I'll make sure it wasn't lying. So you're watching the video and you're like, well, you're fishing in flat water, but you're throwing the popper. We just don't have a lot of water. I mean, the water's not very clear, so I feel like that extra sound will make them come up. And you notice, like throwing a frog, I'm just not a walker. I may come to a target and let it go side to side, but I like for that thing to move. I think it's just my nature of wanting to cover water, but I think they bite it better. I've always have. So, I mean, I'm moving pretty quick, and obviously if I get, you know, in a little area where I think there's a lot of fish, I may slow down, but really the retrieve doesn't change a lot. You know, you guys that watching that never use a frog, I mean, obviously you got to use braided line and a rod that you can get it out, you know, get them out of the stuff. This stuff here is pretty open, it's not, but you still want a rod that you can get a hook in them. You know, this Jason Christie frog rod is, it's small enough that I can, you know, like whip around the bushes and stuff like that. But it's strong enough too that I can, you know, get one out. I mean, I've caught 8, 9 pounders on Lake Fork across the country using this rod. So, but the thing is, a fast reel, the last 2 bites, I mean, just come right at us. And you know what? I got a bite on the other side of that, and I got a bite right there on this side. To me, that's more than likely that water's just moving through there and gives them a place to, it's not a lot of current, but it's a little bit of current. One of the things like fishing stuff like this, you know, I talk about moving it a lot, is I like to lay it up real close to the bank. Because if he's up there shallow, I don't spook him. And then I bring it out pretty fast and I get, you know, 2 or 3 feet off the bank, and you just pause it for a second. And my thinking is, you know, if I got his attention and he doesn't want to bite, say he's behind it, that stopping it, it almost like, it just will trigger some to bite. But the closer you can lay that thing to the bank, I mean, sometimes you'll lay it up there in 4 inches of water, and as soon as it lands, they'll get it. Boom. Look at there. Water hadn't let them spawn. I was about to give up, I'm not gonna lie, and that's what happens with frog fishing. By the time you start to give up, you get one. Back to the pond. Doesn't get any better than that. It just doesn't. I know he's 1.5 pounds, but jerking him sideways in a patch of grass, he's got a kind of a little hair lip. Again, like you can see, there's not any current right here, but literally right there, right behind us, 100 yards, the river's cutting in, and it's just, that's where you want to be. You don't want to be a mile from it. You want to be close to it. This time of year, that right there was worth fishing shallow, just that bite. I didn't think I got a hook in him. That's one of the reasons why I use a fast reel frogging, because a lot of times when they hit it like that, they run towards you and go crazy. That fish is spawning. Even though it's in the summertime, he's spawning. Just we've had so much high water and stuff. I mean, he just got done spawning. We've had so much high water and stuff, they just haven't been able to go. So, cool bite. I think we're gonna roll out. I appreciate you guys riding along. Hopefully you learned something.